So, a little bit about my experience with malrotation. Um, we didn't know that I had it until shortly after I had my last child, my third child, in 2010. Prior to that, uh, I mean, this is kind of weird to talk about. I didn't exactly keep a diary of everything, but of anything. But like as a child, yeah, I had some tummy pains that I'm sure were part of that. And there was occasionally, like, I'd go to the bathroom and, just, like, I would just get, like, sometimes, like, an incredible pain. I'm just like, it would pass. But I'd be sitting there, like, why don't people talk about this? Like, it's kind of taught to be independent and, you just, you kind of handle your own stuff. And I don't know. I guess maybe that's just my personality and how I am. So, like, I just, it's kind of a personal thing. Like, when you're going to the bathroom, you don't really talk about when you go to the bathroom. And just sometimes it would just be like really just a shot of like this really like intense pain. And I'm just, and it wouldn't last too long. I'm just like, kind of like, it's kind of weird nobody talks about this, but I just figured it was something everybody went through. Um, so yeah, that was when I was a little kid. Shoot, I guess I was like, okay, I'm kind of like trying to get my thoughts together here. I think it'd be easier just to go up to, my adult years. Um, were pretty rough. Yeah. Like a lot of events happen just in normal life. And I just kind of like didn't know I had this condition. So, like, all of the pains and whatever, just push through it. Like your gut is like your stomach is like kind of like connected to your mind. And I would just be I would just intuitively know that because, I would eat something and it's like, you know, just like the standard American diet, you know, I would just eat something and it'd be so painful. So it'd be like, do I want to eat and like have fuel from my brain? Or do I want to not eat and have a migraine? So it's basically, does my head want to hurt a lot? Or does my stomach want to hurt a lot? um, yeah, I'm just kind of trying to remember what it was like at different stages in my life. And even at different stages in my life, it would just change so much. Um, sorry. I just want to get this out or it's like never gonna happen. So, yeah, it's kind of, it can get really hard for me to do. Yeah, what a crap. It can be very hard just to do normal everyday things. And it's hard because people don't understand. It's like an invisible disability. I'm gonna be okay. Okay. Learn how to manage it, and luckily there's someone that can fix it now, and I'll get to that probably in another video, so this isn't too long, and I'm probably never rambling more. um yeah, it's been really hard. And it's been like, I feel like it's getting better now, because I feel like it's acknowledged now. We're just starting to get out. So let me just jump to, I mentioned, I think in the previous video, how my pregnancies were really difficult. There was a couple of times that I literally thought I was gonna die. Like, I literally felt myself fading away. But like, luckily, my body has stood the test of time and has gotten through. You know, I haven't been taken out yet. And I shouldn't be, because there is a doctor that can fix this now. So sorry, I'm so sorry. Okay, so let me just go to after I had like my third child. It was so difficult. It was, I went to a doctor on base who was amazing, but doctors don't really understand this condition. So many of them, it's rare, and like, being pregnant and not knowing I have it yet, and going through all I was going through. It often felt like I was in labor. Like, I know there's like, I don't know, fake labor, like when you're pregnant, but it just got really bad. And I ended up developing with my third child preeclampsia. I ended up having her a month and a half early. Luckily, she's very healthy. But when I was pregnant, I would just go into the doctor visits, and they would just try to say it's all in my head, because they couldn't figure it out. Like, are you sure it's just not in your head? And I heard, like, reading through, I'm part of a Facebook book group called Awareness Malrotation, Awareness for Malrotation, or Malrotation Awareness. It's a really good group. It's how I'm finding, a lot of things that are helping me now. I need to pause this for a second. But the doctor knew I was serious, when I kind of started, when just tears started flowing down my face, when he was just kind of mentioning that again, like, are you sure it's not in your head? And then my husband was there with me, and he stepped in, he was like, this is real, And then I was like, okay, you're serious. When you're done, when you have the baby, we'll do a CT scan, and I don't know, I think like a couple of other tests. And so I got through the pregnancy. You only had to stay in the hospital and gain some weight for a week. It was, being a month and a half early, that's kind of a big deal, and I'm just so thankful that she's okay. So, yes, I believe I was about 29 when they finally found the condition. After I had her, it wasn't long until, they did the CT scan, and that's how they found the condition. I'm just like, okay, I finally have something to work with here. And it was that year, when I was pregnant with her, I just was binging on YouTube videos, trying to figure out, you know, what I consume, because it was all about food. Like when I ate, that was the pain. And I found some raw vegans on YouTube. And that was kind of my saving grace, because even after they found the condition, there wasn't really a way to fix it. I kind of want to talk about two things at the same time. I'm trying to go two different directions here. Like, so I'll stick with what I already mentioned. Yeah, I went high raw for 3 months and I felt amazing. I got wheatgrass and I was growing wheatgrass and juicing wheatgrass like crazy, and getting bulk, like Publix. I would get, oh yeah, I found, okay, um, some of these, all right, okay, yeah, you can just look up raw vegans on YouTube. You can find, you know, who the popular ones are. There's some good ones. um, so I won't go too much into that. But yeah, I would go to Publix and get like a whole case of bananas and, you know, let them kind of age a little, like get their sweetness, like let the starches break down into the sugars so the banana is sweet, and, you know, peel the banana and put it in a big Ziploc bag and pop it in the freezer. And I would do these big banana smoothies. I would do these mono meals, and um, it's great. Like I just felt so great, but I just felt like, I don't know. I also on top of that wanted something more like kind of fatty, but like fat. Yeah, that was my nemesis. Like fat. Like I loved it from, like I felt like my brain craved it, but my stomach hated it, and it was a constant fight. Like my body couldn't really process it. Ugh, so frustrating. So yeah, it was still hard with that, but I found a way to not be in pain, so I could choose, you know. But I had to choose. And sometimes it was kind of a good balance, but at the same time, like I could be completely raw vegan and be happy. Like there's ways to do it, but it can get expensive, and especially like not living in an always tropical climate where you can grow your own food. Oh man, I so wish I lived in a tropical climate. I could probably live with my condition that way. But I would have to, you know, do all like the fancy raw vegan things. There's some really delicious food. Kind of getting on a different topic here, but it does kind of relate because it helped me so much. You know, having this, I won't always have this condition though, and I'll get to that in the next video. We're already 13 minutes in. Sorry, I'm trying to keep it together here. But just getting awareness out, and, you know, trying to tell stories of, you know, what I went through, what helped me, you know. Yeah, I went vegan after that. I went to vegan cooked food. I managed to not have so many like crazy symptoms. I, you know, was able to manage it. I'm just thinking about something else I don't really want to talk about. You know, people don't like to talk about vomit. Fortunately for me, like, you know, with malrotation, bowel movements can be kind of, like, luckily for me, that wasn't really a problem. Like, my problem was in my duodenum, the first part of the intestine. Yeah, I'm going to cut this off now and catch you on the next video.